Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Lawler, as always, hanging out here on twitch.tv/Lawler with the crew, saying hello to you, bars. Today's video, we've got our RLCS Open 5 for EU beginning. Swiss is done. Our top 32 now down to top 16. And in today's video, we're going to go over the quick storylines, the narratives, the things to pay attention to, as well as who the heck is playing each other on Friday this week. Because even though they don't have it made, I do. Because it's really easy, actually. With that in mind, we're going to jump straight into these. We're not going to waste any time. As always, we appreciate y'all being here. And if you guys do enjoy the content, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, helps me out dearly. Leave a comment down below. Say hello to Maple. If I don't see a hi Maple in the comments, I'm mad at you. Passively. With that in mind, taking a look at all the results, some big things to pay attention to. Usually the four that make our top four in the 3-0 round are Dig, K-Corp, Vitality, and NIP. Last event, we saw that K-Corp did concede a match, and that happens again, and this time it is Archie on top, as they do beat them in the first round 3-1. So the gods can bleed, but is that going to matter when it comes to the bracket play? Usually not. We'll have to see how it goes, but it is nice to see, even though we are all in on K-Corp being the best and probably going to win Worlds, and Drawley is the best player in the world, and all those kind of narratives we're pushing. It is nice to see that other teams are still competitive with them. It is not just a free 4-0, 4-0, 4-0 every single time that we normally see. Glad to see Dignitas still providing true. Same with Vitality. NIP, a little bit easier run going up against some of those. Obviously, the last round is usually what we pay attention to on who they're playing. Vitality against 100%, making it back in. And Gentlemate's Alpine. Been really enjoying what they're doing with Eugen. That is the kind of narrative. Eugen playing a little bit more defensive, very similar to Zen when he came in originally for Vitality. Kind of survey, use my skills, but let the other two perform. Based upon the couple of matches I got to see in this, again, the Juicy Itachi synergy is still there. Or, not Itachi. Why can't I think? Juicy Seiko. The Juicy Seiko duo just seems to gel really well. It's working out pretty good. Again, NIP to me is always going to be an up and down. I don't know what NIP is going to provide. I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to bracket play, because sometimes they look really, really good. And we all get excited about them. And then they poop the bed in the matches that they should be winning. So, NIP, are you going to let us down again? We'll find out. Familiar faces coming back in. Smoky Bacon Association with Matane and the guys. Caliente, which is Noah and crew. Sizen and like those dudes. I actually don't know who's on Chippy Chips. Laza. Okay, Laza, Chippy, and Jupe. Interesting to see them in. Who did they beat to qualify? Bing Bong. Nice. And Fast Forward making it in as well. Fast Forward is a pretty consistent top 16, so no changes there. On their side, same as always, Dopamine, K-Dop and those guys going 3-1. Good for them. BSK, the young kids making it back. ATM, which is the new team with a Chronic, making it in. Good to see that. This team, I do think with tempo and everything, does have some potential. Can they provide the consistency, though? We'll see. I do like Matt as a player. Not to be confused with Matt Sir. But some opportunities across the board and how these guys are all playing. The big upset and the big sad is BDS. Barely missing out. The young kids, BDS and the guys, just not quite making it. We had a big conversation about what is their contract, how do they get signed, what is the pay. If I had to assume on a prove it deal, low pay, the better you do, incentive based performance type contract. And these are the types of things that allow those players to kind of make back up to market salary. So gotta win those. Tough loss up against Synergy, a team with AJG and those guys that have proven that they're going to consistently make kind of a 9-12 run and then can maybe peak ahead of that. So unfortunate run-in from them, but those are the matches you have to win to stand ahead. And then Bobrito Bandito. So clever with some of these names, you guys. Smashy, Emil. God, I haven't seen Emil in a while. And Devoof. That's some throwback names. So interesting to see some new faces come in. Who did they beat? Super Team. Who's Super Team? Super Team, where are you? Oh, Fairy Peak shows that and Carrion. Wow. Okay. So the Frenchies getting back together. Fairy Peak and those guys almost making it top 16. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Either way, No real big surprises, I would say. Dangerous Esports Club was that newest one that just got signed. If you guys do not remember, we talked about them last week. That was Cash and those guys that got picked up, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So they're just missing out as well. But no too crazy surprises, I would say. Teams that I would expect to be fighting for a top 16 are kind of in that point. Adam and Unity missing out. That is the balance. Again, I talk about these guys being like a gatekeeper team. Is kind of the mentality. So what does that mean for the bracket? What does that mean for these guys actually going and competing when it comes to double elimination? Well, luckily for you, we know how to break it down and we have it all automated. This is the boot calls. So we're going to take the teams based upon their groups, 1A, 1B, etc. We don't even need to do additional seating really, so we're going to make that smaller so you guys can see what's going on. But you take the teams and you pair them accordingly. You play the inverse. So 1A plays 8B, 1B plays 8A, so on and so forth. You balance those out. The Buchel score again is strength of schedule.
It is ooh la la Lawler.
Hi YouTube Lawler.
There's Trent says hi. Make sure you guys say hi back. Thank you for the 50 months. But with the way that these ordered out, they are paired by groups. So even though Buchel's from the other route is higher and would normally be placed above, that is not how the pairings work. They try to keep the groups separate to avoid rematches, so on and so forth. So we have all of our pairings, and these are our rounds. In Group A, in double elimination, Dig versus Fast Forward, Smoky Bacon Association versus Team BSK, NIP versus Synergy, and then K Corp versus 100%. Very likely we're going to see NIP and K Corp play each other in that semi-final, which I'm a big fan of because NIP has historically taken them to 5 in either one or gotten very dang close. Part of me just likes to see a little bit of chaos in the bracket. On the other side, Dig should have a pretty easy run. Smoky Bacon, I would assume, is probably going to be there, but BSK has proven to be frustrating at times. But Dignitas should make it through pretty easily in the uppers. On the other side, Vitality, very likely to be playing off against, I would assume, Dopamine, actually, which, you know, K-Dot versus former org could be kind of cool to see. Obviously, he hasn't been with Vitality for a long time. He was with Solary forever. And then Mates probably going up against GK. This could be a very fun match, but I would like to bet on Alpine on this one. So, again, we've got some interesting results on how these things are going to play out. Group A, definitely a little bit more stacked with these three in it. But some upset potential. We've seen 100%. They last time went out in 16th, 14th to 16th. We've also seen them do some heroic Game 5 dramatics to make it into top 8. So, some pretty interesting results. That is what the matches will look like. That is what we've got. Those should be publicly announced probably Thursday, but this will be coming out on Wednesday. So, if you guys do have any questions, if you guys would like to see any further breakdowns and stuff, stop by the stream, twitch.tv/Lawler. We'll be hanging out all this week, but any questions, let me know in the comments down below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.